Welcome back, crypto family. It's 6/17/2025. This is XRP before 10K, 10 Life Edition, episode 15. So last night we were working on a music video for my song called Afterthoughts by Numb Friend. Not every night is going to be the same necessarily, because we are manifesting new things and new ventures and doing different things. So just be on the lookout, because we might surprise y'all. But like I said last night, guys, we are going to start our book. It's called The Mastery of Self by Miguel Ruiz. If this is your first time watching one of these videos, basically we just got done finishing a book called The Mastery of Love by Miguel Ruiz, and honestly that book helped me out a lot. So I'm very excited to read this book right here, The Mastery of Self, because it kind of ties in with love. But yeah, I'm really excited for that. Let's pop off with some XRP news real quick before we get into this. So as of right now, 6/17 chat 2025, XRP is at $2.24. It went up a little bit in the last couple days, so that's cool. 6/17/2025. Yesterday, 6/16, we thought the SEC was gonna give us a ruling, but I guess it was actually their deadline. But Judge Torres, her deadline is in 3 days, 6/19/2025, and that's when she has to give a ruling on the SEC versus Ripple case. So that's like really exciting. Who knows what could happen, y'all? Like right now I'm living in a tent. Who knows what could happen, you know? Who knows? But me personally, I think stuff's gonna pop off towards the end of this year, but we'll see. But anyways, tomorrow, or actually today, is 6/17/2025, and we get to see if the Franklin Templeton ETF gets accepted. It's a spot ETF, which means if it does, it will go right into the market, and that is worth $1.7 trillion. I know some people keep saying million, or where do you get this news? Like, this is known news. You can look this up. This is known news. The Franklin Templeton ETF is worth $1.7 trillion. If that one gets popped off tomorrow, then honestly, I think everything's gonna start to roll in. I heard by the end of this month, Canada is going to be approving their first XRP ETF. I think it was Canada. I'm pretty sure, but don't hold me on that. But yeah, so it's a lot of exciting things. Spider, I keep seeing them everywhere. But yeah, a lot of exciting things, y'all. So just believe. I'm telling y'all, I truly do talk to God. And this is not financial advice, you know, but XRP is going to be worth 10K eventually. It is. And, you know, y'all are going to check back on this video in 5 years and be like, damn. Like, no wonder he was big chilling in that tent. He already knew what was going to happen. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get in this book, man. Let's go ahead and get in this book. I want to teach y'all about God, manifestation, and as of now, the mastery of self. If we can master love, we can master ourself. When we get this abundance from God through XRP, there's nothing that can stop us. Nobody can take advantage of us, do us wrong, give us any kind of love. You know, we will know our self-worth, and we can benefit from this abundance way better than we would have been able to if we didn't know how to love ourselves and we didn't have the mastery of self. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this, chat. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, well, first off, the mastery of self. It says, to all whom I love, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. That's what Bob Marley said. A moment of clarity without any action is just a thought that passes in the wind. But a moment of clarity followed by an action is a pivotal moment in our life. Miguel Ruiz. I don't know if this dude's dead or what, but I really want to meet this man. Like, he's like top 3 on my list. But all right, we're gonna start chapter 1. Or actually, this is a message from the publisher, how this book came into being. Know thyself. These were the words inscribed at the entrance of the temple of Apollo, home of the oracle of Delphi, arguably the most famous woman in all ancient Greece. History tells us that thousands upon thousands of people, including kings, queens, statesmen, philosophers, and common people alike, would travel hundreds of miles or more to receive her prophetic guidance every year. That's honestly how I'm trying to be. Once you guys see all these prophecies that I've been saying about my life and about crypto and all this stuff comes true, God is saying that people are going to pay to see me speak. So I'm very excited about that. And man, this book is going right into that. That's crazy. But yeah, people would travel hundreds of miles or more to receive her prophetic guidance every year. The temple itself was a towering structure that reached its pinnacle of influence in the middle centuries of the first millennia BCE. At the time, it was considered the most important religious shrine in all of Greece. Building a massive temple like this, even with our advanced machinery and modern technology, would still be a major undertaking by today's standards. I honestly think a lot of the stuff that was built back in the day and things like that, like real structures that we can't do right now, I think that has to do with frequencies and different instruments and just like Nephilim technology. That's what I think. But anyways, that's a whole different conversation. All right, modern architects marvel at the intelligence, craftsmanship, and labor that went into creating this temple. But I find it more fascinating that all of the messages that could have been written at its entrance, the 2-word axiom, know thyself, was chosen. So they're saying know thyself was put on this building out of all the words that they could have put, which is amazing. Perhaps the oracle wanted to be sure that if you remembered only one message from your pilgrimage, then knowing yourself should be it. I often wonder what the world would look like today if some of the modern religions taught that self-knowledge rather than blind adherence to external guidance and dogma was the paramount goal of the spiritual path. Personally, I've never used those words in my life, but we're learning, chat. We're learning. All right. Not long after the zenith of the oracle, and on the other side of the world, a group of people came together to form a new civilization in what is now South Central Mexico. They called themselves Toltec, which means artists. But these people were not artists in a traditional sense, although some were painters and sculptors also. Rather, they saw themselves as artists of life, and the world we inhabit as the canvas upon which they painted their masterpiece. The legacy of Toltecs and their teachings has been handed down from generation to generation, often in secrecy when the politics of the day required it. And Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. is the latest teacher in the Eagle Knight lineage of the Toltec people. So this man is really him. Don Miguel Ruiz is really him. When Miguel approached me about writing a book on self-mastery, I couldn't help but to think of the Oracle of Delphi and her 2,500-year-old instruction to know thyself. I wondered how this sage advice would appear in the context of his Toltec ancestry. The book you are holding now, I am pleased to say, conveys exactly this and much, much more. Miguel presents ancient wisdom in a modern way and helps us to apply the timeless truth of known thyself in our everyday lives. In the opening chapters, Miguel lays the groundwork for the book, providing a framework based on his Toltec tradition. Alright, Miguel lays the groundwork for the book, providing a framework based on his Toltec tradition. He explains how the events... What the fuck, bro? Hold up, y'all. Oh my God, hold up. Whew. My light just almost fell. All right, let's get back to the book. Sorry, I'm living in the tent, so you guys know what comes with that. Bugs and different things. Okay, yeah. In the opening chapters, Miguel lays the groundwork for the book, providing a framework based on his Toltec tradition. He explains how the events and actions of your past have shaped your present reality. The following chapters are where he really digs in, giving you the tools you need to discover who you are at the deepest level. This is going to help us a lot, chat. Once we can understand, anything is possible. Uncover any self-limiting beliefs you have falsely accepted as fact and release any attachments you are holding that continuously drag you down. The later chapters will help you chart a new course to where you really want to go, which for some of you may be very difficult, which for some of you may be a very different place than where you currently are heading. Miguel has stressed to me on many occasions that it's not enough to read the information contained in these pages. It's when you choose to incorporate the knowledge into your life that you receive the benefits. Amen. I'm so excited to get this going. To this aim, he has included exercises at the end of many chapters that are designed to help you just do just that. Returning to Greek world, dude, these lights are really throwing me off. I'm like, Returning to the Greek world for a moment, we can say that the exercises are where logos, which is knowledge, becomes praxis, which is practice. Or as Miguel writes, understanding the teachings is the first step, but applying them is what makes you a master. So first you need to understand what's going on, right? And then after you can understand what's going on, you need to apply these to your life in order to benefit, right? Just like the mastery of love. I applied all that into my life, and honestly, I don't need anyone's love at this point. I have so much love in my heart at this point that I don't need to let somebody control me in order to get love. So like, I understood what was going on, and then I applied it in my life, and I'm reaping the benefits now. So that's basically what he's saying you should do. All right, we're gonna go. Yeah, okay. We're gonna go to chapter 1. All right, this is the introduction, chat. Imagine for a moment that you are in a dream. In this dream, you find yourself at a huge party with thousands of people, where you are the only sober person and everyone else is drunk. The other partygoers are in varying states of intoxication. A few people had just 1 or 2 drinks and are only tipsy. Most fall into the realm of general drunkenness, and a handful are so drunk that they are making spectacles of themselves in all sorts of colorful ways. They may even have blacked out as their actions seem completely out of their control. Some of the people at this party are your friends and family. Some are acquaintances, but most you don't know. You try to talk to a few people, but quickly realize that their intoxication level has altered their ability to communicate clearly. It has clouded their viewpoint. You also notice that each person is experiencing the party differently. Depending on his or her degree of drunkenness, and your interactions change with every drink they consume. The partygoers range from loud, outgoing, and merry to shy, quiet, and sullen. As the party rages on, you watch everyone alternate between 2 ends of the spectrum. From happy to sad, excited to apathetic. They fight and make up, argue, embrace, and argue again, and you watch as this type of odd behavior repeats itself endlessly and cycles throughout the night. You realize that even though they are drunk, it's not the booze they crave more of, but rather the drama of the party. As the night continues, your interactions with the partygoers vary from person to person. While some are enjoyable, others have the potential to quickly turn violent. Since their perception is clouded, the other partygoers react emotionally to situations that you can see are pure fantasy. For some of them, the dream has become a nightmare. Most important of all, it's clear that no one at this party knows this is all just a dream. Then it occurs to you that this is not a new party, but one you've attended before. At one point, you were just like them. You went through all the varying degrees of drunkenness, behaving exactly as those around you are now. You converse through the fog of booze, join the folly of the party, and let the intoxication guide your actions. Finally, it's clear that no one there realizes you are now sober. They think you are still drunk just like them. They do not see your path, only their own. They view you only as a distortion projected by their alcohol ad-led minds, not as you actually are. They are also completely unaware of the true effect that liquor has on them. Each is lost in his or her own dream of the party. They do not see how their interactions are no longer under their control. As a result, they continually try to entice you to join the drama of the party, to join the folly that their distorted perception has created. What will you do? And basically, this is like life. You can either be drunk in life and going with the emotions, or you can understand that all of this is just basically like virtual reality. This world that we're in currently is not like the real world. The spiritual world is the real world. So that's basically what it's talking about. But alright guys, chapter 1, the making of a master. At the peak of her journey, a Toltec warrior clears her mind of beliefs, domestication, and attachments, marking the end of a war within herself for personal freedom. Surrounding her is an infinite number of possibilities, each one a choice that leads in a unique direction in life. When she makes a choice through her actions, she knows that the path she follows is ultimately no different than the other paths, as they all lead to the same place. She has no demands for any outcome, as she realizes that there is nowhere she needs to go and nothing she needs to do in order to find herself. Her action is a result of the pure joy of realizing that she is alive at this moment to choose one of many possibilities. This living with a quiet mind creates a state of pure bliss that comes from being entirely in the moment. Truly nothing matters but the present, because it is the only place where life can express itself. So guys, you gotta always live in the present moment. Stop thinking about the past or getting too far ahead. Right now is the only thing that is true. This is a state that many of you have experienced at some point in your life, when you were completely engaged in the now. Some people experience it while they are exercising, consciously creating, being in nature, making love, or of course meditating or praying. It is the moment when the mind and the body are in complete awareness of the experience of life. It can also be said that it is during these moments that we often reach a pure state of unconditional love for everything and everyone, including ourselves. And this is so true, y'all. Like, I know this is a whole nother book, The Mastery of Self, but the Mastery of Love that we just read, once I really understood how to love myself and what love was, every single day from the point on of me actually using the knowledge and stuff in my life, every day has been amazing. Even when people try to bring me down, chat, my day is amazing because I love myself. I have love for myself. People can talk and say what they want about me, bro, but I love myself. And that's the most powerful thing anyone can ever do, is love themselves. It can also be said that it is during these moments that we often reach a pure state of unconditional love for everything and everyone, including ourselves. While living full-time in this state of pure bliss is a goal for many, most will agree it is easier said than done. Especially if we don't live Isolated away from the world, surrounded by other people, we choose who we will interact and engage with, and it's often in these interactions that the trouble begins. In the Toltec tradition, the main function of the mind is to dream or to perceive and to project information. This is about manifestation. The personal dream is a unique reality created by every individual. It's their perspective. A manifestation of the relationship between mind and body and intent is the energy that animates both. And for me, this is like a Christ-like energy, like source energy. That's what I use or call it. As our shared knowledge and experience mingle together, we co-create the dream of the planet, which is the combination of every single being in the world's personal dream. While we live individual dreams based on our individual perceptions, the dream of the planet is the manifestation of our shared interactions where we allow our ideas and agreements to flow between us. If there is harmony in the personal dream, then there is a constant opportunity for harmony with the dream of the planet. Since you are reading this book, it is likely that you don't live in a clustered monastery or ashram or all alone high atop a mountain. You have chosen to engage in the world, and you want to enjoy yourself in the process. Amen. Solitude can be a great tool for healing and communion with oneself. But it is our interactions with others that will allow us to thrive and enjoy an active life. If life is like a carnival, you have come to ride the rides. But engaging in the dream means you will likely develop preferences for certain potential paths, or in other words, you will have wants and desires. When you become too attached to those desires, they aren't fulfilled. The result is that you suffer. Let me say that again. When you become too attached to those desires and they aren't fulfilled, the result is that you suffer. There are also billions of others involved in co-creating the dream of the planet, many of whom have wants and desires that are different from yours. Without respect and understanding, drama, disagreement, and even conflict are sure to occur. This begs the question, is there a way you can engage in an active life without becoming too attached to your own personal preferences? Can you remain calm and balanced when dealing with others, seeing them and yourself through the eyes of unconditional love, and consequently not to be drawn into the drama of the party? In my experience, the answer to both questions is yes, and that is the subject of this book. This can be done through a process called the mastery of self. You become a master of self when you can engage in the dream of the planet and everyone in it without losing sight of your authentic self, and while maintaining the awareness that every choice you make is your own. You are no longer caught up in the drama of the party. When you engage with the dream of the planet with the awareness and remembrance that it's only a dream, you are able to move freely, liberated from the chains of attachment and domestication. An attachment is the action of taking something that is not part of you and making it part of you through an emotional or energetic investment. When you become attached to something in a dream of the planet, you suffer every time the object you're attached to is threatened, and this is true regardless if the threat is real or an illusion. True? Most people not only attach their wants and desires as they relate to material things, but also to their beliefs and ideas. Although an attachment is something that can occur naturally in the moment, it becomes unhealthy when you lose the ability to detach from it when the moment ends, or when the belief no longer reflects that. When the belief no longer reflects the truth. In many ways, attachments to beliefs are far more destructive than attachments to external items, because beliefs and ideas are much harder to spot and let go of. Domestication is the system of control in the dream of the planet. It is the way we learn conditional love. Starting when we were very young, we are presented with either a reward or a punishment for adopting the beliefs and behaviors of others in the dream. The system of reward and punishment or domestication is used to control our behavior. The result of domestication is that many of us give up who we really are in exchange for who we think we should be, and consequently, we end up living a life that is not our own. Learning how to spot and release our domestication and reclaiming who we really are in the process is a hallmark of a master of self. So if you can just truly be yourself and not let people get to you, and realize that every action that you make is your choice, you can really start to prosper in this life. Being yourself is the best thing you guys can be. I'm not trying to be like nobody, y'all. I got videos crying to y'all. I got videos turning up. I just got videos, you know? But that's me being myself, my true authentic self. I don't gotta prove shit to anybody. This shit comes natural. So that's like the best thing you guys could do, is just be yourself. Alright. When you become so domesticated by or attached to a belief or idea that you cannot let go of it, your choices narrow until any notion of choice is really an illusion. Your beliefs now define you, and they will dictate your choice. You are no longer the master of your own self, as your domestication and attachments are controlling you. As a result, you will engage with others as yourself in a way that does not serve your highest good. You have joined into the drama of the party, and it now shaped your personal dream. The dream of the planet is full of traps to lure you back into the drama of the party. And falling into one of them can happen in the blink of an eye, just like that. It's quick. Things happen quick. If you choose to engage with the world, avoiding all traps is virtually impossible. However, when you become aware that you are falling into a trap, the simple act of noticing it allows you to begin to regain control. As you get better at spotting the traps and understanding your own underlying emotions and beliefs that make them traps for you in the first place, you are far less likely to take the bait. Amen. And that's just like my past relationship. Like, the girl tried to send me nudes, and like I told her I didn't fuck with her no more. She tried to send me nudes, and that was a trap. If I was a lustful man and I didn't see what was going on, I would have fell into that. But I'm not a lustful man, and I already saw the trap. I already knew it was a trap. So all I did was use the shit as evidence for court. You know, scribbled it out, deleted the original, used it for court. But I deleted that shit, you feel me? I don't want to see that, and I know that's a trap. And every single thing you do is a choice. So if I would have fell back into lust and fell back into a bad relationship, that would have been my fault. I could not blame anybody. So it's just about noticing patterns and really paying attention, y'all. As you get better at spotting the traps and understanding your own underlying emotions and beliefs that make them traps for you in the first place, you are far less likely to take the bait. Amen. And even when you do, you can let go of whatever you are attached to as quickly as your will dictates. It may seem counterintuitive, but you choose to let go in order to be in control. Doing so is the mastery of self in action. Okay, so I'm kind of understanding where this book is going. As a master of self, you can have a relationship with others, even those who disagree with you, while still being grounded in your authentic self. And that's true. Like, I got people on here telling me what to say and what to talk about in my videos. Like, no, dude, this is my shit. I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about. You feel me? And it's not like in a disrespectful way. It's like, it's just, I know who I am, and I'll do what I want to do. God bless your soul. Like, I love you. God bless your soul. But there's a time and a place for everything. And this place right here, this is my place. So it's definitely not the time. But I have respect for people. Even if I disagree with people, I have respect for them. Like we don't gotta turn up and go crazy just because we disagree. But that's because I've mastered myself. You know, I've mastered my inner self. I know who I am. I don't have to get out of character. And that can help a lot of people get out of a lot of trouble. Okay, yeah, we're almost done with the first chapter. But yeah, we're gonna slowly get into this a chapter every night, y'all, and build it up, and then soon I'm gonna probably order a couple more books, cause like I like reading, y'all. I really like reading it. Before the spiritual awakening and all this stuff that I've had during this channel, I didn't really read like that, y'all. Like, me reading to y'all is me like really reading for the first time with a group of people outside of school, you know. But yeah, a master of self, you can have relationships with others and even those who disagree with you, while still being grounded in your authentic self. You are able to maintain your free will and respect the free will of others, knowing that others see you in a specific way gives you choices when you engage with them. You shapeshift only in the perception and your awareness of that allows you to stay true to yourself and not give in to the temptation to take on others' definitions of who you are. You are realizing that you don't have to put on any image that others project onto you because you know it is not your reality. And that's so true. Like recently I had someone, my ex, she was like trying to destroy my character, defamation of character, and she had people thinking that I'm somebody that I'm not. And I was in my head for a little bit because it's like this person truly believed that, so it's like I was questioning it. But once I started reading these books and things, I was like, dude, I do know who I am. Like, I've always known who I am. Why am I letting someone get under my skin and trying to put something on to me when I know who I truly am? With this awareness, you'll be better able to co-create harmoniously with others, making the relationships that matter most to you more fulfilling and rewarding. Most importantly, when you become a master of self, you know how to stay grounded in your authentic self regardless of what's happening around you. You also have the awareness to realize quickly when you are acting in a way that isn't helpful to yourself or others, and can spot those situations when you are feeding your ego or the false sense of self instead of living in peace. In this way, you free yourself from the drama and self-inflicted suffering created by so many people. If you got a lot of people that talk shit about you, etc., 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 read this book and master yourself. Because once you master yourself, chat, all that shit's just birds in the wind. You feel me? Like, it doesn't matter. It's just chirping, 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 because you know who you are. And y'all, once we master this and we come into this abundance, we'll already love ourselves and we'll know ourselves so well that no one can manipulate us out of our money or try to finesse us or anything like that, because we'll know ourselves. So this is really exciting, y'all. Like, I'm excited to put y'all on, because I'm being put on right now too. Like, I've been mastering myself. I've been healing myself. I've been doing the shadow work and inner healing, but this is gonna help us a ton, y'all. I promise you. Without awareness of how to engage in the dream of the planet, in the beings who created, it is too easy to internalize what is happening around you, or to forget that it is all a dream. And this is all a dream, y'all. This is all a dream. That's why y'all need to get right with God, because once this whole like veil goes away and y'all see what the world really is, shit's gonna hit hard. And hopefully you guys got right with the man upstairs. Hopefully. But the man upstairs is inside of here. Don't go looking for him everywhere else. God is right here. And that's why you guys need to work on that. As a result of your attachments grow until you are consumed with as a result, your attachments grow until you are consumed with the drama of the party. Becoming a master of self is about maintaining awareness of your center while you are interacting with the dream of the planet. Remembering that it is all a dream, staying centered while engaging with the world is much easier said than done, and this book will be devoted to teaching you exactly how to do that. Self-mastery is not an isolated idea within the Toltec tradition. as every form of spiritual discipline provides a map to help us live in harmony within the dream of the planet. By freeing our mind from the tyranny of our own thinking and being affected by the projection of others. That being said, the Toltec tradition has some unique contributions to the effort, and we'll discuss these in greater detail in the pages that follow. Before we deconstruct and rebuild the world around us, starting with ourselves, we need a greater understanding of attachments, domestication, and the difference between conditional and unconditional love. If you don't know what the difference between conditional and unconditional love, you guys need to do a lot of work, like a lot of work. Then, and only then, can we reconstruct our personal dream and peace and harmony. So, don't think that you're about to have everything around you just be perfect out of nowhere. Like, you have to start here first. You have to build your inner self first before you can start to see your abundance and things around you pick up. Because once you love yourself and you master yourself, friendships, relationships, business opportunities, creative ideas, like just everything just blows up. And it's just like better than it's ever been before. And I'm telling y'all that, like, for the longest I was going through it, y'all. When I was dead inside, like, my self-love was super, super low. But I got myself out of that, and then I got saved by Christ. But all that was inner healing. I was working from the inside out, and I finally made it out, y'all. But yeah, okay, so Chapter 2, understanding our domestication and attachments. We're going to read that tomorrow night. But I want to chop it up with you guys a little bit. So, basically on this channel, like, we're talking about XRP. But, like, the main thing is completing our inner self. Having a better understanding of who we are, what we're trying to do in life, and what our purpose is. That's what I'm trying to help you guys with, because it's not easy. Like, people think self-healing and having a better understanding and just becoming a better spiritual being, that's not easy. It takes time. You have to learn these things. It's not like you were born and your mom just, like, growing up just told you about the master of yourself and the master of love. Like, most of us don't know about this shit. No one's teaching us. No one's teaching us how to love ourselves. People are too worried about what they got going on in life and what people can do for them versus trying to, like, heal each other as a collective. If every single person in this world figured out how to love themselves and figured out how to master themselves to where other people's opinions can't affect them, like, spiritually, do y'all know how advanced this world would be? And that's what I'm trying to do, dude. Because once this XRP shit pops off and I got y'all's attention through, like, material things and, like, money and things like that, once I got y'all's attention through that and y'all are clicking these videos and actually watching what I'm talking about and trying to see how I actually came into this abundance, y'all are going to realize that I didn't come into these blessings and this abundance trying to get abundance. That's not how that shit works. Like, you don't ask God for money. That's not what you do. You don't ask God for money, and all this abundance is not because I was trying to get money. Like, no. I started working on myself in my darkest times when I did not have anybody. I did not have people. I had people talking shit about me on the internet, defaming me, acting like I'm somebody that I'm not, when the whole time I've always been this genuine person. I just been in the shadows kind of because I've been going through a lot and really working on myself. But now I have an understanding, and if I can pass that on to one person and then have that one person pass it on to another person, like, my whole thing is complete, you know? If me, one person, can get at least 2 people to understand how to love themselves, and to master their inner self and get right with their spirituality and God and learn how to manifest and things like that, I just doubled the amount of people that knew how to do this. And if those people do 2 people and it keeps going on and on and on, I can literally raise the vibration of the planet's consciousness, you know. And that's the reason I'm here with you guys. I'm not here to like force you guys to get XRP and things like that. No, XRP going to 10K is just one of the prophecies that I am going to fulfill through God. And it's a knowing, it's an inner knowing I have. The XRP going to 10K, me getting my divine partner, me traveling, but I already got the car now, so that's already done. Me getting paid to speak to people and literally getting paid to live, because I've done the work. I'm not here to take from people, y'all. I'm here to give. Before you can receive, you must first give. And that's kind of hard for a lot of people to understand. But you must be giving before you can ever start to receive. And that's how this whole thing works. Especially with God. You got to put the work in. If you really want to see a change, you got to start here. And then once you start here, you can actually start to benefit other people and get things done that you want to get done. I'm 27 years old, but it took me a while. Y'all see how young I look and fucking healthy I look? But that's because I'm really strong spiritually. And I always have known who I am, so necessarily people haven't necessarily got to me too bad. But like spiritually, I've been blessed, y'all. But I've been working on me. I've been healing. If I never healed, I'll probably be strung out. Who knows? I could probably be on drugs. But that's not what that's never what I went to. I never went to drugs to try to fix myself. I went to wisdom and knowledge. That's the direction I went. So if you guys want to heal yourself, don't look for drugs or other things to distract you. Look for wisdom. Ask God for wisdom first before you ask him for anything else. Ask him for wisdom and knowledge and an understanding, not an understanding, an understanding from within. And once he gives you this knowledge and wisdom, then you can truly start to develop yourself. But yeah, guys, once this XRP hits and all these manifestations hit that I'm telling y'all about, and you guys see me in a big house talking to people, getting paid to talk to people and things like that, y'all are gonna realize everything that I've been telling y'all is coming from my heart. I'm not doing this to get clout. I'm doing this to send you guys to Jesus Christ to get saved, so that once all these people are getting saved through my videos, I can raise the vibration of the conscious on earth, and then we could all actually free ourselves from this reality that we are in. Because at the end of the day, guys, this is just a dream. Anything is possible. I literally quantum leaped through Christ energy last week. I had my whole nervous system restructured after 8 days of fasting. And I was forced to fast because I was having a real spiritual awakening. Most of y'all are not going to understand until all these prophecies and things I'm talking about goes through. But when it does, it's going to hit y'all. All these videos are going to have 1 million views each at least. And that's at least. And just the revenue from that alone, guys, I'm going to be blessed. I'm already blessed. I don't have to worry about money. If I want to eat and I don't have food, all I say is, God, I know I'm going to eat tonight. I'm going to just leave it to you. And no matter what, something happens, somebody has food or something, and I get blessed with food, I just walk right into it. But that's because I live by faith. And once you guys can learn how to live by faith, anything is possible. You could walk to China right now somehow, and you'll make it. You just got to have faith and believe in yourself. And I'm really hoping that when all this happens, the power and energy you guys feel from these videos literally possesses you guys with Jesus Christ and brings you into reality of how powerful you guys are. You guys don't need to sell your soul. You're already powerful. You're distracted by TV and all this other shit. You guys don't even realize who you guys are. You guys think Jesus is so magical. Jesus is just like me and you. He is magical. But that's because he did what he had to do, and he was blessed with spiritual gifts. If I could be the modern day Jesus and do miracles right in front of you, which I am going to do these miracles right in front of you, I will, because that is what I'm destined to do. I'm destined to free you guys from this matrix. And that's why I was sent here. I love you guys so much. Like, genuinely, I love y'all. I see some people saying like, oh, someone that loves everybody is a red flag. I don't love everybody. I love everybody. That doesn't mean that I fuck with everybody. I love you all as people because I understand what the matrix is. I understand the ups and downs. I understand the struggles. I lived in trailer parks. I lived in mansions. I lived in fucking I lived in the projects. I lived fucking everywhere, y'all. I've seen it all. None of y'all are better than each other. Rich people are not better than poor people. Middle class is not better than poor or rich. You are all the same. The only thing that will make you guys different is being rich in spirit and rich with God. That's the only thing that's going to make you be different than the person next to you. Because at the end of the day, this is all just a dream. But anyways, chat, we're about to hit 50 minutes. XRP is back at $2.23. Like I said, today is 6/17/2025. I'm praying tomorrow that the Franklin Templeton ETF gets accepted, because if it does, y'all know I'm about to be dancing in Burger King. Well, actually, I'm off tomorrow. Damn, I'm off tomorrow. But I'm gonna be dancing on top of a car or something, man, because I'm happy, I'm spiritually blessed, and I know what's coming with XRP. But anyways, chat, I love y'all so much. Like I promised, I gave y'all a longer episode. And tomorrow, we will read chapter 2 in the book, The Mastery of Self. And we'll go from there, y'all. But anyways, God bless you all. Please seek God. Please seek God, and please seek wisdom and an inner understanding of who you guys truly are. Goodbye, chat. Good night. And I'll see y'all on TikTok. Peace.